All right, this training is for mid-sized construction firms with 10 to 50 employees on how to add an extra $1 to $3 million a year to your bottom line and scale to 10 million plus in revenue using AI and social media without chasing low budget clients, overloading your team, or endless trial and error. My name is Duno Clenor. I'm the founder of CI Integrations. If you are ready to implement these strategies into your business, book a call right here. Should be a link somewhere on this page as well, or a button if you are on our website. Now, the video version of this, for those of you that are going to be reading it, you'll find it on the website. This thesis, you'll also have access to it. There should be a link somewhere on this page for you to access this document. You can also join our free Facebook group where I drop trainings on a regular basis. And last but not least, you can watch all of my case studies at this YouTube link right there, or you'll find it on my YouTube channel or inside of our Facebook community. Now, here are some proof of my claims before I get into the training. Case study, Dr. Alexa Duarte D'Agostino. A lead reached out to her, right? A potential client. They reached out to her to see if I was credible, if I was actually, if I knew what I was talking about. And her response was, "Hey, Robert, thank you so much for reaching out. Duno is great. He did my organic lead generation for me for almost a year. We parted ways, but only because my company stopped taking on clients for a while as we grew too quickly. A good problem to have. But he did great and had my calendar pretty packed. Overall, he is a great professional and genuinely cares about the work he does. Has a failure isn't an option attitude. Hope that helps." Now, Dr. D'Agostino, you can, click these links to find out more about her. She's a 9-figure entrepreneur now, I'm pretty sure. And I worked with quite a few of her brands and companies, including, while this loads up, she is the CEO and founder of Think Consulting Group, thinkfulmedia.com, and a few other companies and brands. I did lead gen for 6 of her many brands and companies, as well as for a few of her partners and clients, including a company that's managed over $200 million in ad spend. I also coached a few of her roster of clients on the best lead gen / marketing strategies for their companies. I also helped grow one of her companies, Thinkful Media, to 7 figures in 12 months. Their coaching program scaled over 400 plus different businesses across many different industries, from brick and mortar to online. And I, Duno Clenor, helped scale a few of these companies as the lead gen coach / consultant. Last year, we partnered with a commercial construction company, WDS, and they got $1 million contract just from their YouTube channel. Their goal was to go from $4 to $6 million a year to $8 to $10 million a year. Now, here are some more proof of my claims. This was a client. Previous 3 months, they did about $5,000. You can see that right here. And then from June to August, right, they did almost 36 grand, right? And this is a text conversation between me and a partner. Speaking to Brittany right now, a lady with the e-com site. She's getting good results from everything that I built for her. She got 5 clients and only spent $36, made $152 back. It's not bad. It's not terrible. Small numbers, but for her, that was a big achievement. Now, another client over here spent $132 out on ads. They got 5 leads, 2 estimates, and 1 job. And that job ended up being $883. So from $132 in ad spend to an $883 client, $83 client in a few days, right? Here's another client speaking about how much they love the website that we built for them, because we remade their website completely from scratch, because a lot of people confuse having a good looking website with a website that actually converts and can get you leads, customers, and results. Another one over here, they loved the mobile version of their website because, again, a lot of people have great websites that look pretty good on a laptop or a computer, but it's terrible when you go to the mobile version, right? Another client, we helped her optimize her lead gen on her website, right? And so she gets lots of leads now just from Google because we rebuilt the website from scratch, right? Completely refaced it, but we also have SEO inside of her website. So now she gets organic leads coming consistently from Google, and all she has to do is add oil to the fire, and it's gonna go ablaze, which is basically when she turns on ad spend, the leads are going to go haywire because she's already getting good organic traction completely organically just from Google. And that's just people looking up her services or similar services, and she's popping up, right? Now, here's some invoices that I've sent to clients. And, it's clearly we have different ranges of services depending on what we're doing and what we're installing inside of your company, right? This was one of our larger contracts. Right here, client earnings from their social media. So we also help a lot of clients grow their social media and really build up their social media presence. And, not just for you to get likes and views and followers, but to also monetize that and scale that. Now, for you, and you might not care about making money on social media, but to them, it's an extremely important revenue source for them. They did about 300K in 3 years, right, just from their social media. I also host regular masterclasses to my growing paid community of over 800 members. On school, and this is one of my regular masterclass sessions, working with different business owners, just helping them build their personal brands online and on social media. We also partnered and trained with growthconsulting.com. They have over 2,000 customers backed by firms. We also trained with scalingwithsystems.com and remoteintegratorsacademy.com, and they have over 1,200 plus customers, satisfied customers. We also trained with Consulting Blueprint by Trey Cockrum. We also trained with The Wealthy Consultant by Taylor Welch, and they have over 4,000 plus satisfied customers in this space. And, this is to show you that we know how important it is for us to stay on top of our game and ensure that our clients do so as well. You can view all of my case studies right here at this link, and you can see all the different types of firms that a lot of our clients are backed by. From growthconsulting.com, a lot of their clients are backed by a lot of these firms. And so, and a lot more clients, you can visit their pages, their web pages, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Right. So let's continue. Why am I focusing on this industry? Right. Why am I focusing on construction and construction firms? Well, this industry has always spoken to me since I was a child. I loved building and constructing things. From the age of 17 to 20, I was a roofer working on large scale commercial buildings like public schools and government buildings. I've also done a lot of interior home remodeling jobs with my father, who's a rock star when it comes to home building, designing, and remodeling. We're currently rebuilding the basement of our second home. Like right now, if you can hear the background noises, you could probably hear them working in the basement. Now, in today's competitive construction market, obviously these are some pictures of the basement right now. In today's competitive construction market, contractors face rising costs, labor shortages, and heightened competition. These challenges create opportunities for firms ready to embrace change, right? This will help you move away from unpredictable bidding cycles, inconsistent revenue, low quality leads, scaling challenges, and high competition to a steady pipeline of high value contracts. By leveraging AI and social media without chasing low budget clients, overloading your team, or endless trial and error. We've tested and refined this process with our clients in countless industries, and now I'm sharing it with you. Perhaps you've grown your firm to 2 million, 5 million, or even 7 million a year, an accomplishment that most contractors never achieve. But despite your success, scaling beyond this point feels like an uphill battle. You're not alone. For construction firms with 10 to 50 employees, there comes a point where your current systems and processes simply can't keep up. And here's the hard truth. What got you here won't get you there. Today's construction industry isn't just about bidding and winning projects. It's about being seen as the leader in your space, maintaining a steady flow of high-value clients, and operating at peak efficiency. Without the right infrastructure, scaling your business is like trying to build a skyscraper on quicksand, right? So, this is for you if you're tired of wearing multiple hats in your business for years. You're tired of relying on referrals and word of mouth. You're tired of wasting time and resources chasing leads that don't convert into paying customers. You run social media campaigns, but the results in the ROI, they can be difficult to track, right? You're fed up with social media companies offering likes, followers, and other vanity metrics that don't pay the bills, right? Like you can't really pay for your kids' school or rent or mortgage or anything like that with likes and followers, right? You're feeling the pressure of increased competition and how commoditized your services have become, right? The business landscape is evolving and staying ahead of the curve is overwhelming for you, right? Month after month, you're stuck in the same place, making just enough to feel good, but not enough to feel proud, right? You're done with the unpredictable cycle of bidding for jobs and want a steady pipeline of high value long-term projects. You're looking for a system to keep your business top of mind with potential clients while being efficient and low maintenance, right? You're ready to close larger contracts consistently and invest in a streamlined, automated marketing and sales process, right? You have a reliable team and a strong reputation, but you are struggling with maintaining a steady flow of quality projects. You are tired of being reactive and want a proactive system that keeps you visible to prospects at every stage of their decision-making journey. You lack proper accountability and recognize the value of A-plus talent or an outside firm holding you accountable to stay focused on what truly matters. Postscript, right? PS, right? This is also for you if you're still pushing that blue boost button on Meta to advertise, right? Now, a disclaimer, right? This isn't for you if you're a beginner still trying to find your footing in the construction industry, right? You don't have a team or infrastructure to handle an influx of high value projects. You are not willing to invest in systems and strategies that will grow your business sustainably, right? The goal of this short training is to give you 3 simple things. Number 1, a predictable growth and maximum ROI, right? Implement a proven system to attract and not chase, convert and retain high quality customers while optimizing marketing campaigns for measurable returns and profitable growth. Like this roofing company doing $10 million a year, spending $30K a month on ads and getting about a 7-to-1 return on ad spend, right? For every dollar they spend on ads, they generate $7 in revenue, right? That basically means $1,000 on an ad campaign, and it brings in $7,000 in sales, right? So streamline operations and automation. Leverage technology to automate sales and marketing processes, right? Freeing up time for high-level strategy and your personal life, right? And 3, offer you the opportunity to acquire the infrastructure that I spent the last 6 years building and refining, right? So why do mid-sized construction firms hit the wall? Well, the leap to 10 million plus, right, isn't just about getting more projects. It's about building a business machine, right? A systemized, scalable operation that runs like clockwork. Without it, firms like yours encounter the same recurring bottlenecks, right? And these bottlenecks are basically inconsistent lead flow, right? You rely heavily on referrals and repeat clients, but you can't scale predictably this way, right? One slow quarter could wipe out your margins. And, bidding on projects is competitive, and you're often competing on price instead of value, not because your services aren't top tier, but because your brand and positioning aren't cutting through the noise, right? And 2, disorganized operations. You're wearing too many hats, jumping between project management, client acquisition, and employee issues, right? Your team is stretched thin, and inefficiencies creep in, missed deadlines, right? Poor communication, inefficiencies creep in. Yeah, I needed a comma there. Missed deadlines, poor communication, or rework that eats into profit margins. And 3, lack of scalable infrastructure, right? You're operating without systems to scale effectively. Lead generation, client onboarding, marketing, and project execution all feel like separate, disconnected tasks, right? You may have some tools like CRM software, email marketing, or a website, but they're not working together as one cohesive machine, right? These bottlenecks don't just slow growth, they create stress, waste time, and limit profitability. Let me zoom in a little bit for you guys. All right, hopefully this is better. So, levels of leverage, right? Your model of delivery. It's not it's not how hard you row, it's what boat you're in, right? Should you find yourself in a chronically leaking boat, energy devoted to changing vessels is likely to be more productive than energy devoted to patching leaks. This was a quote by Warren Buffett. Basically, he's saying that if it's 2 of you, right, you and your friend are racing, and you're both on boats, the person on the better boat is obviously going to win the race, because if you're over here trying to patch leaks and he was like, you know what, let me just get a better boat, obviously he's going to beat you to the end of the line, to the finish line, right? And that prize is probably that $10 million a year. That's the prize at the end of the road. And he chose to get into a better boat when you decided to stay in your boat, and you were constantly patching little leaks, little fires, right? Little fires that are in your company. You keep trying to patch them, but there's this massive fire over here that you didn't notice, right? If that makes sense. So what's holding you back from 10 million plus in revenue? Well, at your level, growth doesn't happen by accident. Firms that scale beyond 10 million all have one thing in common. They've installed systems and infrastructure that make growth inevitable. So let me break it down. If your firm struggles with any of the following, you're likely leaving millions on the table. No predictable lead generation system, right? Without a steady pipeline of qualified leads, you're stuck chasing projects instead of having them come to you. No streamlined client onboarding, right? So how much time does your team waste on manual processes that could be automated? 3, no cohesive marketing strategy, right? You know social media and AI-driven tools are important, but you don't have time to figure them out. And your competitors are already getting ahead. And 4, no clear roadmap to scale, right? You're doing a little bit of everything, but don't have a clear, actionable plan to reach your goals. So here's what I call the slavery flywheel of most mid-sized construction firms, right? The problem. So hopefully you guys can see this. So what most commercial contractors and roofers do, right? They typically ask for referrals, and then they take orders, and those orders, those clients, right? Those leads, prospects, they're not coming on your timing. They're just coming whenever, right? You don't really control when a referral comes in, and you don't even control how long it's going to take for them to close, right? And then over here on this side, you have the ones that are running ads, right? But they're most of the time they're just boosting their posts on Meta, and they probably have a junior media buyer working for them on the inside who's just doing the bare minimum just because he's getting paid, right? He's not really incentivized to get you genuine results, right? And when it comes to just boosting posts on Meta and on Instagram, right, Facebook and Instagram, all boosted posts are ads, but not all ads are boosted posts, right? To kind of help you understand this a little bit more, all boosted posts are optimizing for engagers, so people will like and comment, but they're not actually going all the way, and you're just losing money when you boost posts, right? The algorithm thinks that's good data since people are engaging, and it then wants to go and find more people like those same exact people now buying from you, right? Over time, your ads just end up getting more and more expensive, and that's simply because you're boosting posts and you're not being efficient with what you're doing when it comes to running ads, right? And because of that, you're getting mostly unqualified leads and you're just wasting ad spend. You're probably converting 1 out of 100 messages that you're getting, probably on Instagram, probably on Facebook, maybe some other platform. Maybe you have some sort of chatbot on your website, right? We also build those to really incentivize people to speak to your team. A lot of you guys don't even have a direct way for people to contact you, right? Because you're trying to be the only one who's constantly going to the sites, constantly hopping on the phone, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, which I understand that's an important role, but you want to be building the business, right? So a lot of this is wasting your team's time because a lot of them are also following up with window shoppers. So these are people that aren't even really ready to go. They're just here looking at different offers, different pricing, et cetera, et cetera. And because of that, that makes it a struggle for you to scale. And the reason it's a struggle for you to scale is because you start making decisions based on guesswork and not data, right? And it's the same thing when you're running ads on radio, running ads on TV, and running ads on Google, right? Whatever platform, LinkedIn, whatever platform, YouTube, whatever platform you're using to run ads, you still need an efficient process so that you control every single point in the customer's journey from the moment they are interested to the moment they become a paying customer, right? The traditional model provides you with the least amount of leverage, right? It gives you enough leverage to become an average entrepreneur, but not enough to become a superstar. It's like the leaky boat versus just getting into a new boat, right? If you're smart, you've probably realized by now that working harder isn't going to scale your business. It's not your fault. What if I told you that everything you knew was a lie, right? People locally, regionally, right? It's just blind leading the blind. You're looking at other people in your network. You're looking at other competitors, and you think just because what they're doing is kind of working, it means you should be doing it too, when in reality, it's not working. They're doing the same thing that you're doing, trying to patch a bunch of little holes in their boats when they can just get a better boat, right? So let me introduce to you, I almost lost my train of thought. Let me introduce to you your $10 million a year scaling system, right? Our AI growth infrastructure. This isn't another piece of software or a one-size-fits-all solution. It's a comprehensive, customized system designed specifically for mid-sized construction firms like yours, companies that are ready to scale but need the right tools and strategies to make it happen. Our AI growth infrastructure increases the amount of attention and leverage that you have access to in your business, right? This is typically what it should look like. You get attention, you get commitment from the lead, and you collect their data, right? So commitment and data collection, and then you educate the prospects so much so that they don't really have any, they don't have too many questions, and they're ready to go by the time they speak with you or your team on a call or in person, etc. And that's where your conversion piece comes into play, right? And this can be, some of you probably have 6 to 12 month long sales cycles because of just you don't have a defined cut way of going from interest to let's sign the deal, right? So the way you bypass this is by building a predictable lead generation system, right? A multi-channel strategy, including social media, paid ads, and SEO to generate qualified leads for your pipeline. No more chasing bids or relying solely on referrals. Instead, you'll attract high-value prospects actively seeking your services. Number 2, install automation for follow-ups, client onboarding, and pipeline visibility. Never let a lead slip through the cracks with intelligent automation that keeps prospects engaged. From initial inquiry to project kickoff, we'll automate repetitive tasks like client intake, contract signing, and progress updates. And you probably have some of this stuff automated already, but how automated is it and how streamlined is it, right? Because a lot of times we automate things that don't need to be automated, right? And we don't automate things that should be automated. This ensures a seamless experience for your clients and frees up your team to focus on delivering results. You will know exactly where every lead is in the sales process with real-time analytics and reporting. So you'll know whether somebody is still interested, whether they've already spoken to your team, whether they're already signing contracts, like whatever your current process looks like. We want to make sure that each and every stage is not only documented, but we can see where every single lead is inside of our pipeline and know exactly who's ready to go, who's going to be ready to go, and what stage they are in, and etc. Number 3, create a cohesive marketing machine, right? So we'll position your firm as the go-to contractor in your niche by building your brand, showcasing your projects, and leveraging AI to optimize marketing performance. This isn't just about getting visibility, it's about turning that visibility into revenue, especially content that converts. We provide ready-to-go templates for engaging your audience with powerful, results-driven messaging. And number 4, develop your 12-month scaling roadmap. Together, we'll outline a clear, actionable plan to add $1 to $3 million a year to your bottom line annually. You'll know exactly what to focus on each quarter to achieve consistent growth. Unlike done for you services that create lots of bottlenecks, we build and install the infrastructure and you own and control it once it's fully optimized. Now, of course, if you prefer, we can continue managing the system post installation for seamless operation. So here's why you can't just fix one piece of the puzzle, right? Some firms think they can solve their problems with a single tool, a new CRM, better ads, or an updated website. But here's the truth. Scaling requires a complete system. If your lead generation improves, but your operations are disorganized, you'll lose clients. If your marketing is great, but you can't handle the workload, your reputation suffers. If your operations are tight, but you have no new leads, growth stalls. If your operations are tight but you have no new leads, growth stalls. That's why we build the entire infrastructure, ensuring every piece works together. It's the difference between a struggling firm and a business that scales effortlessly. I have a client who, before working with us, boosted posts, right, with some targeting and got tons of interest. That's great, right? However, most of those people just asked her for her location, although her location was already in the ads caption, and even her price, right? Although her price was also in the ads caption. The ones who actually booked appointments, most of them never even showed up. She felt stuck and unable to scale her business despite her best efforts. And the crazy thing is, this is happening in all industries, and this is typically what it looks like, right? They boost an ad, right? They boost a post and think it's an ad. And then that post is basically send a message or visit our profile or visit our website. And then from there, they click, it sends them to the Instagram or Facebook page, or it sends them to WhatsApp. And the worst thing is when they message you on WhatsApp, you have some message that says, hey, we'll be back later, or hey, we'll be back tomorrow. Or maybe I message you at 8 p.m. at night and I don't hear from your team until noon next day or in 2 days, right? And do you know how terrible that is when somebody else has a more defined system that gets back to their leads right away? These are the types of things that we set up inside of your business to ensure that, speed to lead, right? Within 5 minutes of someone being interested in working with you, or even being interested in just finding out more information about your company, they're already being sent information, but also you have someone on the other end who's ready to engage with them to ensure that they are ready to take the next step, whatever that next step is, depending on what stage they are at when they are reaching out to you. So how does the AI growth infrastructure model help you find more qualified buyers with higher intent and shorter sales cycles? Well, I like to call it algorithm optimization. Before, you were a fisherman casting your net aimlessly in the ocean, right? Hoping to catch enough fish to feed your family. Now you're going to have a sonar device, right? That shows you exactly where the big fish are swimming, right? And now you're casting your net precisely where your ideal customers are, maximizing your catch while saving time and resources. So here's what algorithm optimization looks like. Number 1, we want to identify your most profitable customers, right? You want to use the 80-20 rule, right? Most of your business come from a certain type of clientele. Identify exactly what that clientele is. What is their, income level, or what position are they in the company? What business is it, right? Identify your most profitable customers, right? And build a list off of that, right? And then, you want to make sure that you feed that data back into whatever platform you're using. So let's go for it with Meta, Facebook, Instagram ads, right? You feed that information of your most profitable customers back to Meta, right? And from there, it's going to make sure that you are only getting leads who are most likely to buy your product/service based on you're already purchased or you're already done deals with past clients and past customers, right? And what Meta, the platform, is going to do is find people who look like your current customers, and then you start to get asymmetrical results, which ends up being 50 leads per day. Now, obviously, for some of you, you don't need that many leads a day, right? You might need 5 leads a month in order to get 1 or 2 or maybe even 3 clients, right? So don't think like, hey, what am I going to do with 50 leads a day when you don't need 50 leads a day? As long as your leads are qualified, you don't need a huge volume of leads. A lot of people get this wrong. They think the more leads they get, it's not about the more leads you get. You want to make sure that you are getting as many qualified leads as possible. So if 5 leads a month is all you need, great. That's what it comes down to. Then you want to feed those. So this is back to feeding the data back into Meta, right? So Meta has the most accurate data online based on customers right now. No other company, no other platform is beating them right now, right as I'm recording this video. So basically, you take a list of your customers, you take the data of your past customers, your past paying clients, your past done deals, right? You get their information, you feed that information into Meta, Facebook, Instagram, right? And what it's going to do is find lookalikes of your exact ideal customer profiles, right? So if you don't have the name, email, and phone number of your past clients, that's fine. There are databases where you can actually find your target audience, right? So if a lot of your clients end up being business decision makers, they're in the business and finance space, they're in the cleaning and maintenance services, like this can just go on and on. They're married, they have kids, they're motherhood, or they're a single mom, parent, whatever, right? Like you can really be very specific with who you want to be going after, right? So why is it crucial to do this? Well, picking the right segment of the market, the right avatar, provides us with leverage. Any number times 0 equals 0. Therefore, we want to ensure that our client isn't a 0 in terms of money, right? 2, you want to feed the ad platform with data showing exactly who is a qualified potential client and who isn't. 3, ultimately, this trains the algorithm to only show your ads to potential clients who need your specific service and have the budget to afford your services, right? You can cast your net precisely where your ideal customers are, maximizing your catch while saving time and resources. The reason this is in red, right? You need to create and put an offer in front of your target audience that they actually want, right? Not like 5% off and then expect them to buy, right? You can't polish a turd, right? A polished turd is still a turd, right? Also, I'm not saying that you should discount your products or services, right? I believe that sometimes you get what you pay for once you have an offer people actually want, right? And then what you want to do is collect their information, their name, their email, and their phone number. Now, we have software that automatically does this, right? From the moment somebody submits the information, we automatically pull the information. We don't just pull their name, their email, and their phone number, but we can also pull the time zone that they are in. We can also pull the source, like where did they come from? Did they come from an ad? Okay, which ad specifically did they come from, right? And then what document and what medium, what form, we pull all of this data directly with our system, right? We have an in-house system that we built that collects their name, their email, and their phone number, but also gives us the location and where the lead came from, right? To keep it simple. This lets us make precise adjustments, right? And the outcome of that is, this system allows you to generate 5 to 50 high quality leads daily, monthly, depending on, how crazy you want to grow, right? And proof of this is right here from one of our clients. We were getting leads, and we can still do that, right? We get leads for less than $5 to $10 sometimes, right? Like this says 6 to 73, which is great, and that was like 617 registrations. But we've gotten leads for less than $5, right? And obviously, that's not going to be the case for everybody because it's going to be dependent on what you already have, what type of assets that you already have, how powerful is your current systems for the lead cost to be that low. But lead cost doesn't really affect things that much as long as your profit margins make sense. Now let's continue. We also have custom tracking sheets that let us see even more accurate data to make precise data driven decisions, right? The more data you have, the more precise your decisions are going to be when it comes to scaling and really removing things and simplifying things, right? So summary. By leveraging AI and customer data, you can attract high quality leads that will convert. This targeted approach is the foundation of predictable, profitable growth. You don't want to be an AK-47 that's just spraying and hoping for something that sticks, right? Hoping to hit the target. Instead, you want to be a highly trained sniper, deadly with your one-shot kills, right? Number two, you want to become an industry leader, right? When you become an industry leader, sales cycles become 2 to 3 times shorter, right? Mid-sized construction firms often face low conversion rates, which leads with leads saying they are interested but never taking the next step or taking 6 to 12 months to close, right? You waste time and resources following up only to hear that they've gone with one of your competitors, right? And this is what you end up looking like, right? So here's the model that you need to triple your show up rate and shorten your sales cycles and really make them 2 to 3 times faster, right? I call it the appointment setting infrastructure, right? This is basically where you offer leads assets, right? You have solid nurturing sequences, and then you have an appointment setter or appointment setters right there, hitting leads 5 minutes in, right? Like speed to lead is the king, right? The faster you can communicate with your leads and get back to them, the more likely they are to want to keep communicating with your team compared to communicating with somebody else and another competitor, right? We've seen show up rates go from 10 to 50 to 75% simply because of how fast we speak to leads, right? Now, next up is really how you're going to triple your show up rate and your conversion rate, right? So basically you offer leads assets. These assets are essentially 5 to 10 minute videos that explains who you are and why people should work with you. And videos, letters, sales letters, emails, etc., right? A lot of this, the more content you have out there, right? You might not be able to see this, but behind me I have a whiteboard and it basically says 7-11-4, right? There's information that this is data that Google compiled over the last decade and more, right? And the way this works is basically says a lead needs to consume at least 7 hours of content from you, from your team, from your company, right? Have at least 11 different touch points, right? Text, calling, and 4 different channels, meaning how are they communicating? On email, social media, phone call, texting, right? So it's 7 hours. The 7 hours is basically them doing research, them trying to learn more. Once they've consumed at least 7 hours, the trust that they have in your business is way higher compared to them not consuming a blog article, not consuming absolutely anything, right? It makes them that much more trusting of you. And this starts to make you a recognized leader and authority in your industry, because the more assets that you have out there that you can put in front of leads, the more likely they are going to want to work with you, right? And then we have, when it comes to building these assets, we have a framework with lots of psychology in them when it comes time for you to create these assets. The next thing is the automated setting infrastructure, right? This is automated emails, automated SMS, automated voicemails that really frees up you and your team's time and energy. And again, this increases your buy-in rate from maybe like 10% all the way up to 50%, depending on how dialed in it is, right? And then you start to notice your appointments start to be 10 to 30 appointments, a day, a week, a month, depending on what you're really shooting for. And this is really how you triple your show up rate and your conversion rate, right? Like I said, we have a framework with lots of psychology in it when it comes to building these assets, right? Automated setting infrastructure. Here's what it looks like. Typically, it's like a 12 weeks to 12 months rhythm email sequences that turn someone from not knowing who you are to becoming a true believer in your product/service and saying, take my money, right? Now, this isn't something that's just copy paste that we put into every business. This is something where everything is detailed to your specific company, to how you work, to what location you're in, to what type of people you like to work with, what type of businesses you guys work with, past case studies, etc., right? So it typically seems like this, right? Welcome, you reiterate their problem, you highlight core features of your offer, your services, your best practices that you recommend, how you can help them, testimonials, next steps, and it just goes on, right? And these are daily emails or weekly emails that they will receive that will educate them and keep them, keep your company top of mind when it comes to them wanting to work with you and your company, right? And without this in place, you're always going to be competing on price. This ensures that leads are sold before even hopping on a call with you, right? Whether it's today or 6 months later, right? So summary, Streamlining your sales process with automated appointment settings saves time, reduces no-shows and cancellations, and provides a seamless experience for both your team and your customers. This results in higher productivity, better organization, and ultimately more closed deals. Not having this in your funnel is you being irresponsible, right? Number 3, conversion mechanism, right? Measure and scale. You can't fix what's not tracked. Most business owners don't even know the cost of acquiring a customer, the cost of a customer walking in their doors, or making a purchase, right? They know the cost per message or cost per click, which are all BS indicators a lot of times, right? You need an AI tracking system to show you the inputs you need in order to create the necessary outputs that you desire, right? There's no room for guessing. And here's an example, right? We can see the leads that are coming through, the landing page views, the appointment scheduled, cost per lead, cost per landing page view, cost per appointment scheduled, the budget, and the amounts that's being spent every single hour of the day, right? Predictability gives you scalability. So an extra 1 to 3 million a year, what would it take? So this is an assumption based data right here, data set right here. So right now, your closing rate, right? The closing rate, the industry average, you can go off of what yours is currently is, what your team's current closing rate is. If you have that data, then you can create your own calculations based on the calculations I'm about to put in front of you, right? Closing rate, industry average, right? For commercial contractors, it's about 20 to 30%. So we'll use 25% as a baseline. Show up rate for appointments is about 70%, common for inbound leads in these industries. And now let's assume that you close 10 to 50 contracts per year or more, right? Depending on what level you guys are at, which is realistic for contractors based on project timeline and scope. Calculations, right? So let's do the calculations. Scenario 1, 10 deals a year, right? Average ticket price. And let's say your average ticket price is 100 grand, right? You'd need an average contract value of 100 grand, right? Scenario 2, 20 deals a year, right? Average ticket price 50 grand. You need an average contract value of 50 grand, right? Scenario 3, 50 deals a year. Average ticket price 20 grand. You'd need an average contract value of 20 grand, right? So summary table. This is what it looks like, right? So scenario 1, you have $100,000 ticket per client, and that means you would only need 1 client per month in order to make an extra $1 million per year. To make an extra 2 clients per month. To make an extra 3 million, 3 clients per month, right? That are closing per month and signing on the dotted line, right? And that will lead to about, let's say we stick with the 4 appointments a month, 4 highly qualified appointments a month, and 6 highly qualified leads per month, right? Assuming that you have a 25% closing rate, right? Now, obviously, as you multiply by 2, multiply by 3, the data starts to spread a little bit more. But this is, in a perfect world, this is what the data would relatively look like based on those stats and assumptions that we made a little bit earlier, right? So some insights. Higher ticket equals fewer leads needed. I'm sure you know this already, right? Focusing on high value projects, for example, 100K tickets, means you can meet the goal with just 4 appointments a month. 4 highly qualified appointments a month, right? And now number 2, the volume strategy, right? For lower ticket sizes like 20 grand, you'll need significantly more appointments and a robust lead generation pipeline, right? And number 3, system efficiency. A strong lead qualification system can improve show up rate and close rates, reducing the number of leads needed. Now, here are some key takeaways for that, right? Lead nurture is crucial. Long sales cycles means you must stay top of mind with prospects over several months, right? Revenue impact will vary by timeline. While adding an extra 1 to 3 million a year is realistic, the impact may not be immediate for contracts with longer sales cycles. Now, systems needed, right? System needs, right? Contractors and roofers both need robust AI infrastructures to track prospects over time and ensure follow-ups. There we go. Sell, right? You need to sell with a sales mechanism, whether that's online, in person, phone, Zoom, or webinar, right? Cost and projections, right? So key metrics to calculate. Cost per lead, right? The cost to generate 1 lead from ads. Cost per appointment, based on cost per lead and show up rates. Cost per client, based on cost per appointment and closing rates. Revenue ROI, revenue generated compared to ad spend. Industry average cost per lead, so that tends to be about $50 to $200 for qualified leads in the commercial industries, and so we'll use $100 as the baseline. Show up rate, 70%, standard for well-nurtured leads. Closing rate, 25%. Revenue goal, an extra 1 to 3 million a year. Give me 1 second, let me just add that in. And scenarios for ticket prices, 20, 50, and 100 grand, right? So here's a summary table in a perfect world, right? Scenario, 100 grand ticket, right? This is your average contract. Let's say it's 100 grand, right? You would need at least 6 highly qualified leads per month, and that's gonna probably be about around $600, right? In a perfect world, right? Appointments per month, at least 4 highly qualified appointments. Cost per appointments is probably looking around $572, and that means you would need that to close at least 1 client a month in order to do that 1 million. And cost per client total would be around 600, and your monthly ad spend would be around $600. This is in a perfect world, but most likely you're looking at anywhere from 3 to 5 grand, maybe even 10 grand, 50 grand, depending on how high you're trying to scale. Some of you are probably already doing 7 to 8 million a year, trying to get to 10 and beyond, right? So obviously, as you scale, you're gonna want to be really keeping your lead costs down on ad spend. But like I said earlier, one of the roofing companies, they were doing 10 million a year, and they were spending about around 30 grand a month on ads, right? And so for them to scale past that, they need to do global retargeting. And I don't want to get into that into this training, but global retargeting is basically where somebody sees your ad on Google, now they see it on Facebook, now they see it on YouTube, basically, and now they see it on TikTok. So everywhere they keep seeing you, and you're constantly top of mind because they clicked on one of your ads, right? I'm sure you've seen that happen when you're trying to buy a shoe. You saw the shoe on Google, now you see the same shoe on Facebook, you see the same shoe on Instagram, you see the same shoe on YouTube, you might even see it on other platforms, and then you're like, you know what, let me buy the shoe, right? That's how that works, right? To keep it simple. Revenue ROI, again, if your profit margins make sense and everything is really dialed in, spending, closing that 100 grand client, and you spend like about $1,000-$2,000 to get that lead, your profit margins are pretty high, right? As long as everything is dialed in, you have some pretty high profit margins depending on how dialed in your margins are. Now, key insights: high ticket focus. Targeting higher ticket deals, 100 grand or 50 grand, right, is far more efficient. And some of you are probably past that, right? Like, I'm just speaking for some of the small fries, right? Is far more efficient with significantly lower lead and appointment needs, right? So 20 grand ticket strategy, right? If you focus on 20 grand deals, you'll need a larger ad budget and high lead flow, right? Which requires efficient systems and nurturing strategies in order to avoid burnout. It's cost per lead optimization, right? Keeping cost per lead low, around $100 is critical for maintaining high ROI. Strong ad copy and targeting are crucial to this, right? None of this includes the conversions of the leads who will buy 6 to 12 months down the road, the longer you work the machine. None of this includes the upsells that some customers would take, and this does not include the lifetime value of a customer. So what other acquisition channels and model will give you this type of potential and profitability? Boosting posts is not going to do that. Relying on referrals and word of mouth is not going to do that. Social media managers, offering you to grow on social media, and other local agencies or content creators, they're not going to do that. And radio and TV is certainly not going to do that unless you have that super dialed in, which is probably going to cost you more than you can think, right? So summary and overview, right? So you're probably around 2 to 5 million a year right now, maybe a little bit less. And, that's your current situation. And your goal is to add an extra $1 to $3 million a year to your bottom line, right? That's your desired situation. Well, the way you do that is by having a dialed in offer, dialed in lead gen, dialed in appointments process, and dialed in sales process, right? Now, obviously, the doing it yourself version includes insight. Once you have the insight, some of you can just get the concepts that I'm speaking about inside of this training and go apply it yourself, right? The done for you process is basically having the right talent on your team that's going to handle the offer process, that's going to handle the lead gen process, that's going to handle the appointments process, that's going to handle the sales process. And then the done with you is us, implementing the systems and the processes and really just giving that to you, putting that inside of your company, building that infrastructure for you, giving you our AI growth infrastructure process, and then, let you fly away with it, right? And so these are the models that we install in our partners' businesses in order to help them, right? To help you. And the way this works, right? So I'll read that again. These are the models that we install in our partners' businesses to help you be recognized as a leader and authority in your industry, add an extra $1 to $3 million a year profit in 12 months or less, having a scalable business that runs smoothly without your constant involvement, have the time and resources to pursue your passions and hobbies outside of work, building a team of top performing A+ players who share your vision and values. Leverage models allow you to experience better returns than your competition. Now, implementation steps. Number one, the definition of intelligence equals formula of growth, right? So growth equals the rate of learning plus the rate of change, right? Quality times speed times volume. Someone who is smart acquires knowledge and skills faster and changes behavior faster, right? Your rate of behavior, right? So if I tell you to eating this pen is bad for you and you try eating it and you see it tastes bad, right? You didn't learn. Then you do it again, you still didn't learn. You do it again, you still didn't learn. But somebody else who just, I didn't even need to explain it to them, they just knew that the pen was bad. Well, they're more intelligent than this person, right? Because they're more intelligent than the other person that kept trying to eat the pen and it kept, oh, this tastes bad. All right. So it's how quickly can you acquire the knowledge and the skills, and how quickly do you change your behavior, right? So 2 to 5 million a year is probably where you're at, and maybe you're a little bit less. You need to acquire the knowledge, and then you need to execute on that knowledge, right? And that's how you're going to add an extra $1 to $3 million a year to your bottom line and get to your desired situation, right? So you have the knowledge now, but the execution and implementation of this model are what will take you from where you are at right now to where you need to be, right? So some questions that I have for you before we end this training, right? Was your time worthwhile on this training today? Did you learn stuff that you didn't know before? Do you now understand why it's almost impossible to experience true scale until you change your model? Do you now see how you can at least add an extra $1 to $3 million a year to your bottom line in the next 6 to 12 months? Is it fair to say that using these insights, it is unreasonable for you not to have a significant advantage over your competition? If we parted ways right now and you were left to your own devices to go off and do this on your own, it would be a worthy idea to pursue if that was your only option, but it isn't. There's a second option, a second path where you can partner with us and leverage client infrastructure integrations, right? CI integrations, or CII, which is us, right? Resources to help you pivot, right? Skip figuring things out by yourself, whether it be your client acquisition automation, removing yourself from the business, or finding A+ talent. Let CI integrations become your partner. Let us collapse 6 years into 3 to 6 months, right? Becoming an AI growth infrastructure partner with CI integrations. There is a famous quotation attributed to Archimedes. I'm hoping I'm saying his name right? Give me a lever long enough and a fulcrum on which to place it, and I shall move the world, right? So consider CI integrations as your lever and fulcrum to help you move the world. So here's what you get as a partner. Number one, your opportunity to become more than just a service provider, right? When you become a partner, our job is to turn you into an industry leader, which allows your specific market niche, right, to achieve what they deserve, right? You're committing to become a thought leader for your industry, someone worth paying attention to and following. Why is it important? Well, the new wealth is being created by people who own audiences. Therefore, I'd be doing a disservice to my partners by not encouraging them and giving them the infrastructure they need to own attention. I'm sure you know 5 other people who do the same thing as you do, right? CI Integration's job as a partner is to help you become the only person worth following and investing with over the other commoditized service providers, right? Number 2 is offer infrastructure, right? So you're going to get the insights, right? We'll work with you to identify your most profitable customers, craft irresistible offers, and optimize your pricing strategy for maximum revenue. Talent. Work with our internal growth consultant to create irresistible offers and compelling sales assets that convert prospects into loyal customers. And systems and processes. We'll provide a comprehensive offer, testing, and scaling process, ensuring that your offers consistently perform at the highest level. No more being compared to your competitors or competing on a level of price, right? This is a quote from Peter Thiel. Competition is overrated. In practice, it is quite destructive and should be avoided wherever possible. Much better than fighting for scraps in existing markets is to create and own new ones, right? Basically, he's saying competition is for losers. Now, this is the former CEO of PayPal. If you don't know him, his current net worth is $11.2 billion as of November 2024, right? Now, offer, right? The insight is the how, the talent is the who, and the system and processes is the what. Number 3, lead generation infrastructure, right? So the insights, our AI-powered analytics will identify your ideal customer profile and the most effective targeting strategies to reach them. We give them to you. right? Talent. You'll have access to our team of seasoned media buyers in your company who will create, manage, and optimize your ad campaigns for maximum ROI, right? Systems and processes. We'll implement a robust lead tracking and reporting system, giving you full visibility into your marketing performance and enabling data-driven decision making, right? Basically, qualified lead flow is solved within 5 to 7 days of working with us. Next up, and lead gen again. Insight is the how, talent is the who, the system process is the what, right? So, number 4, appointment setting infrastructure. Insights will analyze your sales process and identify opportunities to streamline and automate your appointment setting, minimizing no-shows and maximizing conversions. Talent, if needed, we can place a highly trained appointment setter within your team, ensuring that your sales pipeline is always full of qualified, ready to buy leads, right? Systems and processes. You'll receive a complete appointment setting workflow, including lead nurturing sequences and reminder systems, all designed to keep your pipeline running smoothly. Qualified appointments flow solved within 10 to 15 days in. No more worries about lead flow, show up rate, white space on your calendar, and more importantly, money in the bank. So again, the insights is the how, the talent is the who, and the systems as processes is the what in terms of appointments. Sales infrastructure. Insights. Our AI-driven sales analytics will make you master the art of tracking, optimizing, and scaling your marketing campaigns, ensuring that every dollar you invest in advertising generates a measurable return and drives profitable growth for your business. So for example, every $1.07 out is $8.23 in, for example, right? Talent will provide you with a hiring framework that gets you reliable A-plus players wanting to work with you to scale your company. Systems and processes. You'll get a proven sales conversion process complete with pre-appointment assets, post-sale follow-up sequences, and referral generation systems, all designed to maximize your revenue and customer lifetime value. Deal flow 15 days in, right? No more not hitting monthly or quarterly targets, right? Sales. Again, insights is the how, talent is the who, system/processes is the what. Our job as partners is to place these 4 infrastructures into your business to make it a bigger and more attractive asset that can cash flow 10 times more without needing you as the founder to be the sole decision maker, while increasing the durability of the cash flow. This is why this is not for beginners. This is a full-on A to Z infrastructure being placed. This is for someone who is actually ready to grow and scale, someone who is responsible and serious about their growth, someone who is serious about their family and themselves, not for beginners. So what does it take to become a partner? Well, you must make a minimum of $1 million a year with your commercial contracting or roofing company, ideally over $2 million. Now, if you're under it, we will still have value to give you. We'll still be able to help you with certain things so that you can get to that level. But, we only want to work with the best, right? Your goal should be to scale past or add an extra $1 to $3 million a year in profit, right? We don't want to partner with anyone who just wants to make simply $1 million a year, right? So you must have capital to invest in the infrastructure needed in order to support the new scale. P.S. We're currently accepting beta clients, and once we have enough testimonials, we'll be doubling the price easily. Why this matters now? Well, every month that you delay installing these systems is another month of missed opportunities. The construction industry is evolving rapidly, and firms that don't adapt will get left behind, right? Here's why taking action now is critical. The competition is getting smarter. More firms are adopting AI, automation, and advanced marketing strategies, and if you're not, you're falling behind, right? Your time is your most valuable asset. Without scalable systems, you're stuck in the weeds, unable to focus on growth. Number 3, the market won't take it. The demand for construction services is strong, but clients are more discerning than ever. They want partners who are professional, efficient, and easy to work with. So why CI integrations? Well, imagine this. You wake up knowing your pipeline is full of high-value leads. Your team operates efficiently with no wasted time or effort. Your revenue grows steadily month after month without you having to grind harder. And here's the best part. Once we install this system, it's yours, right? We'll train your team to run it internally so you're not dependent on us for the long term. Though, if you'd prefer, we can manage it for you on a monthly basis. Best practices for contractors right now, I'll leave this with you. Automating follow-ups and client communication lets you manage more leads and close more deals without additional staff. Target clients that align with your capabilities and project scale to maximize profitability. It's time to build the foundation for 10 million plus. This is your opportunity to take your business to the next level, to stop spinning your wheels and start scaling with confidence. But success doesn't happen by chance. It happens by design. So let us design your success. So how can you become a CI integrations partner? We're opening our calendars to find the next 5 partners. We're decreasing the onboarding of partners to 5 per month due to the nature of our model. We plan on scaling vertically with partners and not horizontally, right? So to apply, please book your systems demo call, right? I'm personally going to be doing the first few calls after this training goes live. If you're not speaking with me, you'll be speaking with a CI integrations growth consultant to audit your current model, offer, pricing, fulfillment, and most importantly, your current client acquisition infrastructure, right? Which is lead generation, appointment setting, and sales process. By the way, you can leave your credit card at home. The call is just to make sure it's a good fit for us as much as it's a good fit for you. Honestly, we only take commercial contractors and roofers above a certain size. So, commercial construction companies. So if you're smaller, don't worry. We'll send you some resources that can help you out for free. But if you're above a certain size, we might be able to help you out. And either way, it would be another call or 2 for us to close. So you can relax. It's not a sales call. Now, important. We've set up systems to cancel 40% of the calls automatically when you don't meet the requirements. 50% don't go past our discovery/vetting process, but you can access our private community to help you get to the point where you're qualified to be a partner. So you can schedule your free systems demo call here. You can connect on LinkedIn here. You can subscribe to my YouTube here, and you can visit our FAQ page here. And you can also join our free Facebook community right here. Lastly, some bonuses for the next 5 CI integrations partners. Capacity. These bonuses are only available to the first 5 partners. The only reason why you'd want to work with us is to access more leverage. Therefore, we've added these bonuses to help achieve more leverage than you'd know what to do with. So number 1, customized CRM system. We call it CII systems, right? Worth at least $10,000 right now, right? That's if we were to just sell the system alone, right? So this fully customized CRM system will be tailored to your business's unique needs, automating lead management, appointment setting, and sales tracking. So CII systems will save you countless hours and ensure no opportunities slip through the cracks, right? While this powerful tool normally costs $10,000, again, if we were to just sell it to you, it's included as a complimentary bonus when you partner with us. Number 2, plug and play funnels based on the best performing funnels. So it's like about a $3K a month funnel builder. If you want to launch a value funnel, a new website for your new offer, a case study funnel, everything is ready to go and ready to be personalized for your service. And 3, a pool of highly trained appointment setters, right? So $5,000 worth is how much we would charge for this. We're now building a pool of appointment setters for clients. So you're losing money because your leads aren't being contacted in 5 minutes or less. I said this earlier. You'll have access to our pool of setters to nurture and set the leads from your ads. And number 4, our media buying department will help you launch your ads. And this is typically $20K a month, but we've got a lot of data to see what works and what doesn't work, so you don't have to. Targeting, ad copy, ad creative, videos, images, etc. This is almost, at all these bonuses alone, is almost 38 grand in bonuses that you access as a partner, right? The CII guarantee. We'll build the offer, lead gen, appointment setting, and sales infrastructure for you, help you implement it and manage it. Our goal is to be able to add an extra $1 million a year, $1 to $3 million a year to your bottom line, right? If after 4 months, provided you let our team run the lead gen system for you, you haven't closed enough deal value that equals to what your initial investment was, you can ask for your money back. We're confident enough in our systems and protocol that we can offer you this guarantee. Looking forward to speaking with you on our calls.